This tornado could be producing some damage between mobile homes, between destroying trees and other homes, flying debris. Again, we have a confirmed tornado. And again, Sean and Sharon, you guys have an update for us?
Yeah, actually, we have Susan Holder. She's the Assistant County Manager for Sampson County on the phone. Good afternoon, Ms. Holder. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, good afternoon.
Tell us, what are you seeing where you are?
Okay, we are at the Emergency Operations Center, so we are a little removed from the actual tornado event. Obviously, here in the Emergency Operations Center, what we are hearing right now are multiple call-ins, 911 calls of multiple structure damage. Throughout, it started on the western side of our county, and as you have reported, it's moving to the east, and we continue to get a number of calls. We have seen significant damage to one of our fire departments, our community fire departments. I understand that the building has received a great deal of structural damage, and all of their firefighting apparatus are inoperable at this point. We have reports of a single-wide mobile home rollover with one injury. We don't know the extent of those injuries at this point. Emergency personnel were en route to that scene. We're just getting multiple reports of that nature.
Ms. Holder, speaking of the significant damage to the fire department in Autryville, what is being done to mobilize folks who perhaps need to be coming out there as first responders? Are you bringing in people from outside of the community? Who's stepping up in all this?
Okay. Not at this time, because Sampson County is fortunate in that we have 17 different community fire departments, and we have a fully functional mutual aid system. So when one fire department, if they are down for any reason, or even if they had been engaged in another firefighting activity, there are several other departments who just by contract automatically respond on their behalf.
You had mentioned, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that system's already in place. We're fortunate.
Very good. All right. You had mentioned multiple structure damage happening there in Sampson County. You're in the Emergency Operations Center. Approximately how many structural damages would you say have come in through over the phones?
I don't have that number. I'm sorry. They are just coming in droves at 911 now, and that could be anything from trees to roofs to storage buildings, anything of that nature.
Ms. Holder, as you speak right now, we're getting our first pictures live from Autryville, and what you are describing we are seeing on our TV screens right now. Trees down, debris strewn everywhere, what appears to be some damage to structures coming up, and also a lot of cars. It seems as though a lot in the community are coming out to sort of assess the damage and see how they can help.
Well, we are not, we don't have a screen here where I happen to be, so we are thankful for those reports back from you.
Well, we do what we can, but it looks like the community is really coming together in light of all this.
And that does not surprise me, because that's, our rural community, that's the best part of it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Holder, for your time. We appreciate it. We have our Nate Rogers, who's actually live there at the scene. He's the one who's taking this video here in Autryville. As you can see, this is over by the Autryville Fire Department, where there was a lot of damage over there. Nate, can you hear us? There you are. Tell us what's happening.
I can hear you, Sharon. Hey, Sharon. So Joey and I just arrived here. This is the Autryville Fire Department, as you all were just describing. Within the last couple of minutes, I spoke to one of the fire chiefs who's on the scene. We're going to back up a little bit now, just as they're trying to get out of this area. But we're told just around 5 o'clock is when a lot of this damage happened. The person I spoke to was a Larry Bath. He's a firefighter.
Get in the middle hallway right now. Holy cow, trees are falling. Yes, get in the middle hallway right here by Brady's room. Lord Jesus.
Right now at 11, our first look at the tornado that leveled part of a Sampson County town.
A firehouse and neighborhood all suffering serious damage from the storm that moved through Autryville, the Sampson County town of roughly 200 people.
We brought you those damage reports live throughout our 5 and 6 o'clock newscast, and tonight we're getting a first look at the storm as it moved through. This video shared with North Carolina, CBS North Carolina, from a pastor who witnessed it all. Good evening. I'm Sharon Taswell.
And I'm Sean Maroney. Thanks for joining us. We just got the update from the National Weather Service. Service, an EF1 tornado with winds of up to 110 miles per hour. There's a state of emergency in effect. And the good news with all of this, no serious injuries. Now, despite a lot of cleaning up left to do, there are some very thankful people tonight. Our team of reporters on the ground there tonight talking with those people.
We'll check in with them in just a moment, but we start with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstein tracking the rain moving through tonight. Wes.
Yeah, guys, it's been 2 days of heavy rain with storms, and we've got 2 more days to go before we dry out later this week. And tonight, a bit of a lull. That will continue overnight. Not completely dry, but definitely a lot less green than we've seen the past couple of days. So a little cluster of showers moving out of Edgecombe County. Some showers in the Sand Hills, just again, light to moderate rain. Nothing severe, no thunder and lightning, and I don't expect that the rest of tonight. But some rain moving through parts of Hoke and Cumberland County, again, moving off to the northeast, and then some lighter showers up in and around Person County. As we look at the big picture, I mean, we look down towards South Carolina. I mean, not a whole lot going on there. If we keep an eye on these showers just on the other side of the mountains, those look to be heading in our direction, but should dissipate before they arrive here in the overnight hours. So again, a lot less rain overnight than anything we've had, and that's good news because boy, did we have some rain and storms earlier. Here are the 3 major damage areas in Sampson County when the tornado hit. Starting in Autryville, spreading some 16 miles before it lifted back up in Clinton, and the damage reports are amazing. We start with the one in Autryville, where the emergency manager reported the fire department had been destroyed by a tornado. Then we move on to Salemburg, where again, emergency manager reported a mobile home was overturned. This happened about 20 minutes after the initial report, shortly after 5, and we finish up around Clinton, where the tornado passed around Highway 421 about 5:20. Now, as we head into tomorrow, more rain is on the way and another marginal risk of severe weather where we'll have to watch out for an isolated tornado and damaging wind. I'll walk you through the next 2 days, hour by hour, plus look back at what the tornado was doing and what it looked like on the radar in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Wes. The people who live in the Sampson County town of Autryville are now assessing the damage left behind. The fire department there also dealing with significant damage.
Our Amy Cutler back out there tonight, but we start with Nate Rogers, who's in the Spells Mobile Home Park. Nate?
So Sharon, I tell you, a very heart-wrenching day here in Autryville. As you can see, utility crews are right now on the scene working to restore power outages in this area. Also, another thing that we're seeing throughout this area, many downed trees remain in the roads. Meanwhile, folks that are displaced by this tornado are still working to wrap their brains around exactly what happened. Give me a hug. It's okay. It's okay. A grandmother now heartbroken. Here's why. Troy Turner's entire home ripped to pieces, with the roof now laying in the front yard. Inside, her ruined kitchen and living room now a soggy, destroyed mess.
I didn't think it would tear something up. I've built a home and a place I've lived in for 9 years.
Turner's home sustained the worst damage in the Spells Mobile Home Park.
You got that picture right there with my grandbaby.
Turner could only salvage a few things like precious photos of her grandchildren and a couple pair of shoes.
It's hard, very hard. I've never been through nothing like this, never.
The tornado touched down shortly after 5 p.m. Residents say it ripped through the area within minutes. Danielle Hall was driving in Autryville at the time.
The construction barrels rolling in front of me. There was all kind of debris swirling and hitting my car.
Although only a few homes sustained damage, many trees uprooted, blocking roads. Also, car windows shattered and power lines are now grounded.
I am very thankful that my daughter, my girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, didn't get hurt.
Now, at the height of the storm, there were at least 500 customers reported without power. At last check, we found about 340 outages still here in Autryville. We're told that crews will work throughout the night and even into the morning to restore those outages. Fortunately, again, we want to reiterate there were no significant injuries. For now, we're live in Autryville. Nate Rogers, CBS North Carolina.
Nate, thank you. And the place that would normally come to the rescue during this type of disaster found itself needing help and cleaning up.
The firehouse seriously damaged today. Our team coverage continues with CBS North Carolina's Amy Cutler. Amy?
Sean, Sharon, this volunteer fire department only has 4 trucks. Check out behind me here. 3 of them are now under all of that debris. Fortunately, they were able to recover one of their engines.
Tornado coming right through Autryville.
You can see the gray funnel cloud moving back behind that house in Autryville. Pastor Michael Bartlett captured it with his cell phone.
I grew up in Tornado Alley in Illinois, and so I knew what to look for, and I just started thinking I'm going to capture as much of it as I could.
He says he was walking back to his house with his daughter when it happened just after 5 this evening. The video is about 2 minutes long, but in that time, the tornado left a path of destruction. Trees ripped from their roots, power lines down. But perhaps the biggest hit for this community is the volunteer fire department. Jody Conrad, a firefighter, was outside when it came through.
Within 10 seconds of us hitting the bay door, it hit the station. And after that, I mean, it was on top of us probably a minute and a half. That's what it felt like anyway. And then we come out and this is what was left.
Conrad says he was with 3 other firefighters and 3 of their friends at the time. He tells us they hid under the fire trucks for protection.
I was shocked. I wasn't expecting it. I just thought it was just going to be like a high wind and it was just going to pass.
Paige Stalnicker was among that group. Her leg was scraped and something hit her head. Fortunately, she's okay. The tornado ripped the roof right off part of the fire department, a concrete wall, no match for those winds. 2 of their engines and 1 truck covered in rubble. Still, this small town of 200 people is grateful.
I was amazed at the quick response, first of all from our own community, but then others have come in.
Back out here live all night, we have seen people stopping by here with food. We've also seen volunteers from across the area coming in just wanting to help out. The chief telling me they will be relying on that help from neighboring departments in the coming days. Live in Autryville, I'm Amy Cutler, CBS North Carolina.
A community coming together. Amy, thank you. And you can find much more of our coverage from the tornado right now on WNCN.com, including the full video captured by the pastor. Just look for the story on the homepage.